Sanjay Jha, respond to what you are hearing from Syed Zafar Islam. He says they have not been convicted. Why did the Congress not act against them? Why did the NCP not act against them?
Rajdeep, in all seriousness, it's difficult to keep a straight face listening to my friend Syed trying to rationalize what is a blatant exhibition of the crude abuse of power. And now let me call it out. Rajdeep, it's about time we spoke without pussyfooting around. I mean, let's not be politically correct. This has got nothing to do with Fadnavis, etc. Forget all that. This has got to do with the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. I would not even include Amit Shah in this. Because end of day, it's a Prime Minister who must be green lighting and endorsing whatever, vulgar, crude politics you're seeing in Maharashtra. There are 2 points I wish to make. And I'm glad you played out Narendra Modi's speech. But he famously also, during the elections, had called the NCP, the entire party, by the way, as a naturally corrupt party. Now, when you call the entire party corrupt, and then you actually create a hijack and you form a government with them, I think the Prime Minister Narendra Modi is sending basically a message to the people of India that the BJP and Mr. Modi and Mr. Shah will do anything to win power in a state, maybe at the center tomorrow, and for them public morality or political ethics is nothing but a textbook, some kind of a rhetoric that has no relevance in Indian political culture. And I think to me, I mean, Prithviraj Chavan has already elaborated it all in detail, what I would have probably told to you. So I want to make a broader statement here. This is a day of shame, Rajdeep, because I have lived in Mumbai for the last 35 odd years. You also belong to Mumbai. Maharashtra, by the way, is, in my opinion, the most critical state in India, and I say so because I love this state. This is a state that is not just the entertainment capital of India. This is the state that sends out a message to the global world in terms of investments, capital markets, and frankly speaking, its economic future. The fact that Mr. Modi's government did it once with Uddhav Thackeray and now is doing it with NCP, I mean, clearly you know what the short-term political game is, because I think they are paranoid about the disqualification that may happen of Eknath Shinde, etc., etc. But to do this is to insult the people of Maharashtra. Why aren't we discussing that?
The fact that Sanjay Jha, let's, the genesis of this is what happened in 2019 November. That's when Uddhav Thackeray switched sides and joined the Congress and the NCP. And since then, the BJP has been waiting to take its revenge. Politics is about that. Nehle pe dhela. You'd struck what was described then as an unnatural alliance. They've come back and hit at you.
Well, Rajdeep, correction here. The reason why Uddhav Thackeray did not join with the BJP, yes, they had a pre-poll alliance, nobody is denying that. The NCP and Congress were very happy to sit in the opposition. They had done much better than expectations. Has to do with the BJP's own political arrogance. You know what they did to JDU in Bihar. You know what they've done to Shiromani Akali Dal in Punjab. And the same thing they were trying to basically do to Uddhav. Uddhav broke because, and Uddhav has said it publicly, that they basically reneged on a promise that they made to him. It's a straightforward, what the cost of political hubris of the BJP. And the BJP have always said is like the anaconda snake. Whoever they get into partnership with, they will swallow them sooner rather than later. And so please don't blame the opposition, because the MVA was formed because nobody wanted an election thereafter. Because the only other option was president's rule or a fresh election.
Okay.
And I can tell you, nobody wanted a fresh election. And I think the MVA was delivering the goods until the Operation Lotus played again.
Can I, yes, Syed Zafar Islam, you want to respond?
No, I think I can understand whether when I heard the former CM, Mr. Chavan, now Sanjay Jha, the political analyst, but his heart is always in Congress. But let me tell you that all this statement which is coming from them only suggests that they are overly concerned that the unity which they had demonstrated in Patna was merely formalities, and this is now out in open that
let me answer that.
The party which had joined at that time, some of them have walked immediately after the meeting. Now there are other parties walking now out of this alliance, and by the time 14th July, when the next meeting is scheduled to take place in Bangalore, you will see that a very fragmented. Few political parties will actually join that meeting.
Okay, so you're saying this, I'll come to that. Interesting. So you're saying this is linked to the way the Mahagathbandhan has been formed. Sanjay Jha, quick response. My colleague is pointing out, while we say that maybe the BJP has compromised with corruption here, the Congress and NCP were accused with compromising with so-called secularism 4 years ago. That you all always describe the Shiv Sena as a communal party, then you tied up with them. So today the BJP is compromised with corruption, you compromise with communalism. This is Maharashtra's politics, or sad story of Maharashtra's politics.
Rajdeep, it's incorrect, and I'll tell you why. I think Uddhav took I think in my opinion, a very broad statement there by saying that the Hindutva of the BJP had become extremely vulgar. It was into murder and lynching. It was actually threatening India's constitution. But I think Syed Zafar Islam has actually let the cat out of the bag. You see, the Patna summit, and that's a term that the opposition is using, and I think I'm glad they are, because the truth is it's actually got the BJP extremely nervous. The next one is happening in Bengaluru, and you see the significant progress and the announcements that will follow thereafter. And I think, you know, the BJP knows Mr. Modi has got sharp political instincts. I will give him that. And he knows that at the moment the BJP is extremely vulnerable. Maharashtra has got 48 Lok Sabha seats, the second biggest after Uttar Pradesh. And because Eknath Shinde is not,
all 48 will come to us.
Eknath Shinde is not getting them any electoral clout.